Imagine a world where giant wolves roamed the land, bigger than any dog you've ever seen, with jaws so strong they could crush bones like biscuits. These were the dire wolves, stars of the ancient wild, living side by side with mammoths and saber-toothed cats. They ruled North America for thousands of years, hunting in packs, their howls echoing through forests and plains. But then something happened. One by one, they vanished, leaving only their bones behind. Why did these mighty creatures disappear? This is the story of the dire wolf's extinction, a tale of survival, struggle, and a changing world that couldn't hold them anymore. And stick around, because there's a twist. Science might just bring them back. Let's step back in time, way back to about 250,000 years ago. The Earth was cold, wrapped in the Ice Age. Glaciers covered much of the land. Animals had to be tough to survive. Dire wolves were perfect for this world. They weren't just big dogs. They were built like tanks with stocky legs and wide heads. A grown dire wolf could weigh as much as a lion, up to 150 pounds, and stood almost 3 feet tall at the shoulder. Their teeth were massive, made for tearing through tough hides and snapping bones. They hunted in teams, chasing down giant bison, horses, and even young mammoths. Picture a pack of 10 dire wolves, eyes locked on a huge elk, moving together like a well-oiled machine. That teamwork made them unstoppable. Dire wolves lived all over North America, from Canada down to South America. Scientists have found their bones in places like California, Florida, and Mexico. One spot, the La Brea tar pits in Los Angeles, is a gold mine for dire wolf fossils. Thousands of them got stuck in the sticky tar while chasing prey, leaving us clues about their lives. From those bones, we know they were strong and healthy for a long time. They weren't picky eaters either. They'd hunt big animals, but if food was scarce, they'd scavenge leftovers or even munch on smaller critters. This flexibility helped them thrive for ages. So, what went wrong? To understand their extinction, we need to look at the world around them. About 20,000 years ago, the Ice Age was still in full swing, but things were starting to shift. The climate began to warm up, slowly at first. Glaciers started melting, turning dry plains into wetlands and forests. The big animals dire wolves loved to hunt, like mammoths and giant ground sloths, needed wide open spaces to graze. As the land changed, those animals struggled to find enough food. Some started dying out, and with them, the dire wolves' main meals were getting harder to find. But it wasn't just the climate. Other predators were moving in and they were trouble. Gray wolves, smaller but scrappy, started spreading across the land. These newcomers were fast and adaptable, able to hunt smaller animals like deer that were doing fine in the new forests. Dire wolves, with their big heavy bodies, were built for tackling huge prey, not chasing quick little ones. Gray wolves didn't eat as much food, so they could survive where dire wolves went hungry. It's like a big, strong kid losing a race to a smaller, faster one. The dire wolves just couldn't keep up. Then there's the human factor. Around 15,000 years ago, people started arriving in North America, crossing from Asia over a land bridge. These early humans were clever hunters, using spears and traps to take down big animals. They competed with dire wolves for the same prey like bison and elk. Sometimes humans even hunted the same animals to extinction, leaving less for the wolves. There's no proof humans hunted dire wolves directly, but they didn't need to. By taking their food, humans made life tougher for the packs. Imagine trying to feed your family, but someone keeps taking your groceries. That's what dire wolves were up against. Another clue comes from the bones themselves. Scientists noticed that dire wolf fossils from around 13,000 years ago show signs of stress. Some have worn teeth or healed injuries, like they were fighting harder to eat or getting hurt more often. Packs might have been smaller too as food got scarce. A lone dire wolf wasn't as tough. It needed its team to take down big prey. Without enough pack members, hunting got risky and starvation crept closer. It's heartbreaking to think of these powerful animals growing weaker, their howls fading as their world slipped away. The warming climate also brought new diseases. As the land got wetter, bugs like mosquitoes spread, carrying germs that Ice Age animals hadn't faced before. Dire wolves might have caught illnesses from sick prey or dirty water. Their bodies weren't ready for these new threats, and without enough food to stay strong, they couldn't fight off sickness. It's like getting a cold when you're already tired and hungry. By about 10,000 years ago, the dire wolf was in serious trouble. The big animals they hunted were mostly gone. Mammoths, mastodons, and giant camels had vanished. Gray wolves and other small predators were taking over, snatching up the remaining food. Humans kept spreading, building camps and hunting grounds. The dire wolf's home, once perfect for their size and strength, had become a trap. The forests were too thick and the plains went too small, and the prey of only few. One by one, dire wolf packs stopped roaming. Pups stopped being born. The last dire wolves likely huddled together with hungry and tired until there were none left. Scientists call this a perfect storm, a mix of bad luck and big changes that hit all at once. The climate warmed too fast for dire wolves to adjust. Their favorite prey died out or moved away. New competitors like gray wolves outsmarted them. Humans tipped the scales, taking what little food was left, and diseases might have finished off the weakest ones. It wasn't one thing that killed the dire wolf. It was everything, piling up until they couldn't fight anymore. By 9,500 years ago, their bones tell us they were gone, leaving only fossils and a mystery. How could something so strong disappear so completely? The story of their extinction is a reminder of how fragile even the mightiest creatures can be. Dire wolves weren't weak. They were kings of their time. But when their world changed, they couldn't change with it. Their size, their strength, their way of life, it all worked until it didn't. The earth moved on, and the dire wolf became a legend, frozen in tar pits and museum displays. But that's not the end of their tale. Science has a way of turning legends into reality, and the dire wolf might just get a second chance. Fast forward to today, and something incredible is happening. Scientists have been dreaming about bringing back extinct animals, like mammoths or dodo birds, and now the dire wolf is part of that dream. In early 2025, a team of researchers made headlines with a project that sounds like magic. They're trying to bring dire wolves back to life. It's called de-extinction, and it's not about digging up old bones. It's about using science to rebuild a species from scratch. Here's how it works. Scientists start with DNA, the tiny code inside every living thing that tells it how to grow. Dire wolf bones from places like La Brea still have bits of DNA inside, even after thousands of years. The team carefully studied that DNA, comparing it to gray wolves, which are their closest cousins. They found that dire wolves share a lot of traits with modern wolves, but they're bigger and have unique features like those bone-crushing jaws. Using fancy tools, scientists mixed dire wolf DNA with gray wolf DNA, tweaking it to bring out the dire wolf's special traits. Then comes the tricky part, making a baby dire wolf. They took a gray wolf mom and used her to carry a tiny embryo, a baby wolf with dire wolf DNA. It's like borrowing a mom to help start a new family. In a lab, under bright lights, the team watched and waited. And then, just a few months ago, it happened. Romulus and Remus, the two boys, arrived on October 1, 2024, and Khaleesi, the girl, followed on January 30th, 2025, and she's the first of her kind in over 9,000 years. She looks like a fluffy gray wolf pup, but she's got the sturdy build and big head of her ancient ancestors. When she grows up, scientists think she'll be as big as the dire wolves of old. Her birth is a big deal. She's not just a cute pup. She's proof that we can undo some of the past. The team is already planning to make more dire wolves, hoping to build a small pack. They're keeping her safe in a special center where she's learning to run, play, and even howl. Scientists are studying her every move to make sure she's healthy and strong. If all goes well, they might one day let dire wolves roam in protected areas, like giant parks where they can hunt and live free. But it's not all easy. Some people worry about bringing back extinct animals. What if dire wolves don't fit in today's world? They might scare other animals or need more food than we can provide. Others think it's amazing, a chance to fix a wrong and see these incredible creatures again. For now, she is a symbol of hope, a little wolf with a big story. She's a bridge between a lost past and a future where dire wolves might run wild once more, their howls filling the night like they did long ago.